Hello, it's Crystal with Pineapple Papers, and I am on my very last New York layout. I am super excited. I am using the Captured Life by Echo Park, and I only have these three papers left, plus this partial one. So I'm going to use those, some of the cut aparts, and then I got the two sticker sheets. And then I didn't use the Amy Tan frames on the last one, so I think I'm going to get that on this one. And then my kit will be done, and so will my New York pictures. So let's get started. Okay, scrappers, I have been hoarding this paper. I love this arrow paper. Saved it for the very last layout I'm making with this collection. And I'm doing these two pictures. One is of Grand Central Station and one is an entrance to the subway. I used a 4x6 card that said let's go. It has like map underneath it, so I thought that was appropriate. And then I did pull one of these Amy Tan frames, and I'm putting that around the picture of Grand Central Station. And I just trimmed it down. I figured it was easier to adhere the frame to it and then cut around it than trying to cut it to fit. So I also love the back side of the arrow paper. It is orange and it has little plus signs on it. So I was trying to figure out a way that I could just grab a little bit of that and bring it out. So here I'm going to just gut part of this yellow page, and I'm just going to use it on the left and the top of the arrow paper. So then I was contemplating of using a second layer there, and I had the other piece that I had left was a pink ombre. But to be honest, I decided to completely hoard that one and didn't use it at all. So I will be using that for another picture. But I cut down this arrow paper and I'm going to flip it over. And that way I'll get to see some of that orange plus paper, which I love as well. And I had the tiniest little scrap and I was like, maybe I should save this, but I didn't. I finally threw one away. It was crazy. So just like I did with the last layout, I wanted to bring in this chalking to give each piece of paper a little more definition. I'm using the quick quotes in Amaretto, which is the same that I used on the other page. So I'll probably put these two next to each other. So here I'm going to adhere the orange plus paper and then attach the arrow paper. The arrow paper does get chalking all the way around. And then I realized that the arrow paper is a little too big still after I put it down. And I'll have to take my trimmer and make it even. So I'll just chalk around it again. Now those layers aren't completely straight, which I'm kind of okay with because really the subway doesn't go in a straight line. See, there's that little piece of orange plus paper that I wanted to hoard, but I didn't. Next time, probably next time. See, I'm like, oh, maybe I can just put it here. I was bound and determined not to throw it away. But I have to say, in the end, it made it in the garbage bag, which hasn't gone out to the garbage. So who knows? I may actually pull it out because look at it, it's so cute. So I was going to take it to my sewing machine, but I had issues with my bobbin and I was like, I don't really want to mess with it tonight. So it's going to get no sewing on this paper. So I'm going to use this craft circles and hearts because I felt like it still seemed very stark white. So I'm just adding a little bit there. So I've pretty much kind of committed to where my pictures are going to go. And now it's time to start embellishing. So I'm still trying to find a way to actually use the cut apart cards. And so I'm picking this pink one that has the orange heart on it, and it says, "All you need is love," over and over and over. And then I have these two little pictures of, one's like signs and one's just a building. And I wanted to get the signs one on there. I thought that was pretty appropriate because we're talking about the subway. And then there was that cute little bicycle. Now, we didn't ride bikes once when we were in New York. We took the subway. So, unfortunately, it really doesn't go well with the paper, but it's cute and it's gray like the arrows, so I left it. So then I have this journaling block that has some dimension. And again, I think at this point I'm going to try and use a card so it's not just floating on that arrow paper. I really want to ground it. So I trial a few of them and end up deciding on this one. And it says "Days Like These," which I guess for the people who live in New York, that would be what their days consist of, is they use the subway all the time. I had a friend who lived in New York, and they didn't have cars or anything. They just rode the subway everywhere. And after riding the subway, I get it. New York is awesome, and the subway was probably the best invention for that city. So that's my little tangent, I guess. So I grabbed some more stickers from the sticker sheet. I used a speech bubble and a tab. I actually cut the tab in half because I wanted to use it in two different places. And then I took another one of these frames, and I'm going to do the same thing like I did on the other one. So I cut it in half, and I'm going to use it up there in that top left hand corner. And it's a little tricky when everything's already taped down, but in this case I was finally able to get that speech bubble up because I needed to move it over because it was, you could just see that unfinished edge and there was a gap, some trapped space, and I didn't like that. So the other half of it I put down on the second picture, and it says "Life is beautiful" all the way around. So that's super cute. So now I'm just seeing if there's any more embellishments that I want to add from the sticker sheet. And I do find a couple. I really like this right here speech bubble. Unfortunately, right here doesn't fit right here anywhere. So I'm like taking things off, moving it around. That cute little embellishment that has the street signs and the paper clip, it says "You're almost there," and then I thought right here next to it would be cute. So I finally get it to overlap a little bit so I can get the words pretty much on there. It does go slightly over the side of the paper, and I do cut that a little bit. And I wanted to bring some more orange down into that right hand corner, so I add that heart sticker. And I went to the sticker sheet that has all of the phrases, and I grabbed the "How Sweet It Is" to bring some more black around. And then I grabbed an NY, so my title is "New York Memories" down there in the corner. And that'll do it. And I got some close-up pictures for you. And if you know me, you'd be so proud. I actually have journaled on this, and the journaling is done. So remember to wear your crown, and I'll see you next time. Bye.